Hey guys, it's Dominic or Was Not here coming at you with a video on how to make money with farming. Today I'm going to be showing you 5 different methods on how to make money. Some recommended items are the Ecto file, which you get from completing the Ghost Ahoy quest, the Explorer's Ring 3 or 4, which you get from completing the Easy and Medium Lumbridge task, and the Arty Cloak 4, which you get from completing all of the Arty tasks. Also, the Magic Secutors, which you get from completing the Fairy Tale Part 1 quest, the Juju Farming Potion, which you need 74 Hunter, 70 Farming, and 64 Herblore to make, and the Green Finger Aura, which will help you get more herbs while on your farm run. Other recommended quests and tasks include the Hard Desert task for double cactus spines, the Elite Mauritania task for double mushrooms, or if you can't complete the elite task, the medium task will do so your patch never becomes diseased, and the My Arms Big Adventure quest for the Trollheim patch, as well as 78 summoning for a giant ent pouch. To start off, you want to make sure you have 5 seeds, 5 super composts, an ectofile, explorer's ring, juju, farming potion, and runes to teleport to Trollheim or a teletab. You want to have your Arty Cloak, your Magic Secutors, and your Green Finger Auras. So I start off by teleporting to Trollheim and climbing down the mountain. Then you run up towards the cave, and I like to surge just to make it go by a little bit faster. Once you enter the cave, you go south, and you want to climb up that ladder. Sometimes this door over here will be closed, but you just have to open it, then run north to climb up the ladder. Once you get up, you want to just drink your potion, turn your aura on, and then pick the patch. You want to use super compost because it will give you more yield, so you get more herbs, so you get more money. And you don't have to worry about this patch dying because the leprechaun, not the leprechaun, the troll will wash it so it doesn't get diseased and die. Now I like to use the ectofile to teleport to Canifis, and I like to surge just to make it go by a little faster. You just run north over the farm, and then you're right at the patch. And the Juju Farming Potion and Green Finger Aura will help you get double and sometimes triple herbs each time you pick. So it really helps your profit. I then like to use my Explorer's Ring to teleport to the cabbage patch. Once you do that, you just run north to, you're right there. Then you just pick the patch. Then once it's done, put the super compost, and then your seed in. Also make sure you're using your herbs onto the leprechaun. It knows it for you. I like to then use my Arty Cloak 4 to teleport to the patch, and you teleport, so you're right next to it. If you don't have the Arty Cloak 4, the Arty Cloak 2 and 3 will teleport you once a day right there, but if not, just use the lodestone to teleport to Arty, run north, and then once you get to the end of the sheep pen, it's just right around the corner. I then teleport to Camelot using the lodestone. You can alternatively use the Camelot spell and then just run southeast, but there's really no difference in time. Then you just pick the patch, and this is the last patch before your run is done. After I do my herb run, I like to do my reed patches, my cactus spines, and my mortella mushrooms. To do reed patches, you're going to need 78 farming. The first patch I like to go to is the Ninel. You can either use a lodestone and then run into the village, or if you've completed the Watchtower quest and have had your teleport redirected to the middle of town, you just use a Watchtower teleport and run north, and it's right there. You're going to need 12 reed seeds and 3 super compost to complete this run. The second patch is in Sears Village. You can either use the Camelot teleport and then run northwest, or you can use a Sears Village lodestone and then just run north. You just run north over the train tracks, and then the third patch is right there. You need 12 seeds because each patch takes 4 seeds. And if you right-click the eggs, can actually note them, and you get noted swamp toads. The third patch is in between Varrock and Lumbridge, so I just teleport to Varrock using the lodestone and then run south in between the river and the wheat field. There is a fourth patch, which is on Intrana, but I don't find it worth going there because it's just a pain, because you have to deposit all your equipment, and it just makes it not worth it in my opinion. You just run south of the lodestone, and it's right there. After I do my reed patch, I like to do my cactus find, which you need 55 farming for. How I get there is, once I finish these reeds, I use my dueling ring and use the first option to teleport me to Alcarid Duel Arena. Then I just run south to the cactus patch. If you have completed up to the hard desert task, when you pick the cactus, you actually get double spines. So instead of getting 3, which you would normally get, you'll get 6, which is just double your profit. You can see I'm getting 2 spines per pick. After that, I like to teleport to the closest fairy ring. For me, I just use my Tokel Zone to teleport to the fight caves. And then I grab 1 Mortella mushroom spore, and then I go to the fairy ring. If you have completed the medium task for Canifis or Mortania, the farmer there will watch your patch, and if you complete the elite task, you'll actually get double mushrooms. The fairy ring code to get here is CKS, and it teleports you right next to the patch. You just pick the mushrooms, then place your seed, and just wait for it to grow. Alternatively, if you don't want to use a fairy ring, you can just either use a ring of slaying to teleport to the tower and run south, or use the Canifis lodestone and run southwest. Lastly, I like to do a fruit tree run. I do not recommend this if you are actually planting trees and fruit trees, because you're actually going to want to get XP from those, and you leave these trees just to grow back. So you're going to either need 57 farming for papaya trees or 68 farming for palm trees. The first patch I like to go to is in Catherby, and I take the lodestone and I run southeast towards the beach. Now, if you have a giant ent, if you have 78 summoning, you should really summon a giant ent pouch, because it'll give you the chance of getting 2 either papayas or coconuts while picking the trees. Now, the second patch I like to go to is at the herbivore habitat, so either use your Wish Doctor mask or the teleport bag. Just run south, jump over the vine, and it's right there. Now, if you actually spam click on the tree, you will pick the coconuts or papayas faster. And you, as well as with the herb runs, you can use the produce on the leprechaun to note it. The third patch I like to go to is on Karajama. You can either use a lodestone, or if your house is in Brimhaven, you can either teleport to your house or use a teletab and redirect it to Brimhaven, and then you'll just have to run north. They'll be a little bit shorter. You can also go from Catherby and take a charter boat to Brimhaven, and that'll be a little bit faster also. But you just run north behind this house, then the tree is right there. And the next one I like to go to is in the Elf City. I really recommend you have a crystal, or you're going to have to walk there, and I would not recommend that. So as long as you have the crystals, you just click on the crystal, run to the east, and it's right there. Now the next 2 you use spirit trees for. So I like to use a dueling ring, use the third option to go to mobilizing army, take this spirit tree to the stronghold, then just run to the east a little bit, and the tree's right there. Then you go back to the spirit tree, click it again, and teleport to the gnome village. And now you just want to run west to the fence. You will squeeze through it, and then follow the gnome out. And then you just want to run south and pick it. I also forgot to mention how often I do each of these runs. I do an herb run pretty much every hour, hour and 20 minutes, which is how long it takes the Greensfinger aura to recharge. I do a reed run after my herb run, and I do a cactus run after that. So I do these 3 runs just every hour, hour and a half. And the mushrooms I do every 4 runs. If I do 4 runs in a day, like consistently, they take 4 hours to actually grow. I also do my fruit tree run every 2 herb runs I do, because that gives it enough time for all 6 coconuts to actually completely grow back to the tree. Only about half of them will grow if I do it every herb run, so I just like to wait until every second one. Now, using the legendary Greensfinger and Juju farming potions, I get about 50 to 60 herbs per run, and I personally use dwarf weeds. Now, depending on your farming level, you're going to have to use your own seed. But with the legendaries Greensfinger, magic secateurs, Juju farming potions, I get about 50 to 60 herbs a run. Now, my seeds cost me 225, pretty much 260k, and my herbs actually get me 482k. So I make 222k on average per herb run. Now, for my reeds, you use 12 seeds, which costs 40k, and on average I get about 250 back. Let's just say 200k minus, say, 40k. You make about 160k a run for that. Now, the Neutrella mushrooms, they literally cost, the spores for them literally cost nothing, like 1k maybe. If you completed the elite task, you're going to get 75 per run. If you haven't completed the elite task, you're only going to get half that. You're going to get about 37, 38k per run. Same thing with the hard desert task. You're going to get about 40k if you've completed it, or 20k if you haven't. Now, using the giant ent pouch, I get about 50 coconuts per run. That's another 231k. So in total, I making like 900k to $1 million per run. And I've had really good farm runs where I get like 60, 70, 80 herbs. Also, something I didn't mention, the Dungeoneering reward, the scroll that gives you seed back. So sometimes if your herbs die, you can get a seed back. It's completely random which seed you actually get, but sometimes you get a seed that's worth more than the one you have, or sometimes you can get like a Guam seed, which actually happened to me today. But that's why I recommend you do herb runs and just try to make money with farming. You just do it every hour or whenever you just feel like it, and it's just easy money. One more thing I forgot to mention about the Scroll of Life, which is the scroll I was talking about from Dungeoneering. It costs 10k points. You need 25 farming to use it. And it also has a chance to give you your seed back once you're done picking the herb. So sometimes after I do my herb run, I'll have 2 seeds that I got back from actually doing my herb run. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like it and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. If you could leave any criticism on how I can make my videos better, just let me know. Thank you for watching. This has been Dominic, and you guys have a good day.